Hey guys, and welcome to GuildMag's guide on the Vale Guardian, the first boss you'll face in the Spirit Vale raid wing. My name's Valiant, and I've got 5 minutes to teach you how to kill this boss. Before we get on with the mechanics, we need to make sure that your raid group is organised. Each group does things differently and most professions are viable, just make sure you've covered the following points. The important thing to note here is the group composition. The Vale Guardian will aggro on the person with the highest total armour, and the tank has a lot of responsibility in this fight, so make sure yours is comfortable with doing it. Crowd control and boon strips are also extremely important to bring. Everyone should have some form of CC, ideally multiple types, since there are a lot of break bars you'll need to deal with quickly during the encounter. For more information on what to prepare before you enter, read the accompanying written guide. Now that we've gone over your group composition, let's get into the mechanics. The Vale Guardian has 5 phases and an enrage time of 8 minutes. Throughout the fight there are 3 main mechanics you'll have to deal with, so let's go over them first. The first mechanic you'll have to overcome is a series of blue teleport circles. Every 10 seconds these will spawn under players in melee range of the boss. After 2 seconds they will detonate and anyone inside them will take damage and be teleported to a random point in the arena. Do not get caught by these. Sidestep them as soon as you see the red AoE markers. Dodging and blocking also work if you don't have time to sidestep, and note that the boss will turn to face the raid when he's about to place these blue circles. Next up, it's the red Seeker Orbs. Every 20 seconds, one Seeker Orb will spawn near each of the pylons. They slowly move towards players and will deal moderate damage to anyone they reach. Avoid standing in them and you can CC them away from the group wherever possible. Knockbacks for this do work best, but pulls and immobilize will also work. Lastly, it's green lightning circles. Every 15 seconds, a green circle will spawn at a random location in the zone the Vale Guardian is currently stood in. After 6 seconds, the circle will detonate for massive raid-wide damage unless 4 players are stood in it when it triggers. Note that down players, pets and spirits do not count. Before the fight, you should assign 4 ranged players plus 1 backup to deal with the lightning. These players should have CC to knock back any Seeker Orbs that follow them to the lightning circle. Do not leave a circle to avoid the Seeker, knock it away or suck it up. The healer should focus on the lightning team during this time, as they will take damage when the circle detonates. Now that we've seen the 3 persistent mechanics, let's take a look at each of the 5 phases. Phase 1 is all about burning down the boss as quickly as possible. He should be tanked near the blue pylon so that your group can make use of the mushrooms. The tank should face the boss away from the raid as he will do a melee cleave. You're watching us tank near the red pylon because we don't follow our own advice. Note that the Vale Guardian deals periodic damage to anyone within 1500 range of it, so your group's healer should keep everyone topped up. At 66%, the boss will move into its second phase. At this point you should be aiming for around 6:30 left on the timer. For this phase, the Vale Guardian will split into 3 coloured guardians, 1 at each coloured pylon. These guardians should be killed as quickly as possible to move to the next phase. Each guardian will have 1 of 3 mechanics present: Seeker Orbs at red, lightning circles at blue and teleport circles at green. Before the fight, you should assign players to each guardian. The split should look something like this. This is what's going to be easiest on your healer. At the start of phase 2, the Vale Guardian will turn invulnerable. As soon as it does, players should move to their respective pylons. Everyone will receive an attunement corresponding to their coloured zone, and anyone who moves into the range of a different guardian will receive significant damage. Kill your zone's guardian as quickly as possible. The blue guardian should die first, and the team should rotate to the green guardian and heal through the damage. When each guardian reaches 0% health, their break bar activates and must be broken in order to kill them. Remember that the blue guardian also periodically applies an invulnerability boon, so strip it as soon as it comes up. Once the 3 guardians are dead, the Vale Guardian will return and the 3rd phase begins. This is a lot like phase 1 with the addition of 2 new mechanics. First up is the danger zones. Starting in the green zone and rotating clockwise, 1 zone of the arena will light up for 20 seconds and deal significant damage to anyone standing in it. This is where avoiding the teleport circles becomes critical, as it's easy to be teleported into a lit zone. At the start of this phase, all players should move to the red zone. The tank should position the boss close to the edge of the lit green zone, once again facing away from the group. Be ready to move into the lit zone as soon as it deactivates and continue in a clockwise pattern throughout the phase. Timing here is critical and it's on the tank to be as fast as possible in moving the boss in preparation for the 5th phase. Lightning circles can spawn in lit danger zones if the boss is not moved in time. For phase 3, if this ever happens to your group, your lightning team should just deal with it as normal and heal through the damage. The second new mechanic for phase 3 is the Vale Guardian's break bar. Every 30 seconds, the boss's break bar will become active and he'll stand still, start dishing out a load of AoE orbs. You need to break this bar within 3 seconds, ideally less, or risk a danger zone catching up to you. If you break it too late whilst the boss is in the danger zone, lightning circles may spawn in that zone. At 33%, the Vale Guardian will once again split into 3 Guardians. Deal with this in the same way you did as Phase 2. Phase 5 is where things get interesting. It's a lot like Phase 3, but with increased difficulty. There are no new mechanics to deal with, but be on your toes. Danger zones will now cover 2 zones instead of 1. Like last time, start in the red zone and rotate clockwise right as the danger zone changes after 20 seconds. Moving the boss quickly is even more important in this final phase. It's likely that you will get a lightning circle spawn in a danger zone due to a slow rotation. If this happens, do not send your lightning team to deal with it. Instead, group up, pop protection, and heal the raid through the damage. The Vale Guardian break bar makes return exactly like Phase 3. CC him as quickly as possible, move out the danger zone, and keep dealing with these 2 mechanics until you've got him down. If you're taking longer than 3 seconds to break it, and the danger zones keep catching up to the boss, do not break the bar. Doing this will spawn lightning circles in the danger zone. Here's an alternative strategy that will take the guide over 5 minutes, but who's counting anyway? It's possible to continue to DPS the boss, avoid his AoE orbs, and ignore the break bar until the boss is back in a safe zone. Whilst channeling, lightning circles will not spawn. Rotate around the arena as usual, doing as much damage as possible and avoiding all AoEs. Avoid all forms of CC until you're ready to break his bar again. You can do this when the Vale Guardian is in a safe zone and will spawn the lightning circle in that zone. And that's it! This has been a slightly longer than 5-minute guide on killing the Vale Guardian. For a more detailed written guide, check out this link. Good luck!